Hi, I'm Amy Rosoff Davis, and welcome to Glow. This is an engaged core fusion class to help you connect deeper to your core while also moving your body, stretching, warming up, doing all of the things to make you feel good. As far as props today, I just have a 9-inch Pilates ball. If you don't have one, that is totally fine. You could use a rolled up pillow or towel, any household item that's kind of squishy, or just not use anything. It's just there to help engage more and help if you have any lower back, lumbar, spine issues, which I did for many years until I found the beauty of props. So, with that all being said, we'll actually start this ball and we'll start lying on our back. And you're going to place the Pilates ball in between your inner thighs, not at your knees, but in your inner thighs. And I want you to plant your feet flat. Put both hands behind your thighs, right by your knees, and let's just sit up tall for a minute. And you're just going to scoop back, dropping the shoulders, rounding, and come back up. Now, it's easy to just kind of do this mindlessly, but let's work on doing it mindfully and breathing out, scooping, engaging the core, and coming up and lengthening up through the spine. Pulling back like someone's pulling through the middle of your back, rounding, squeezing that ball, coming back up. And I want you to breathe out, engage that core, breathe in, lengthen. And while you're doing this, let's just try to welcome ourselves to presence here on this mat. And close your eyes if you want during this warm-up exercise. See if you can let go of whatever else is going on in your day, your morning, your evening, wherever you are. And see if you can make a commitment to yourself to stay present as much as possible. Focus on your breath, your body. Feeling good. Exhale. Activate that core round. Drop the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen up. Let's do 5 more. Keeping those feet flat, keeping the ball engaged between the inner thighs. Staying tall from the spine. One more. And back up. Now let's go back to this rounded position. Drop your shoulders. Squeeze this ball, and one at a time, you're going to lift and lower. Squeeze that ball and lower. So in that rounded position, almost like that vaudeville where they get pulled off by a hook, you're rounded, your shoulders are dropped. My abs are fired. I'm squeezing this ball, alternating, lifting legs, dropping the shoulders, rounding, kind of hunching over. Squeeze. Really activating those core muscles. Good, and down. Lifting, lowering. Good, one more on each side, dropping those shoulders round. One more. Good, from here you're going to pulse your knees in, in, in. Drop those shoulders, use your hands if you need behind the legs. Firing those abdominals, breathe. 10, 9, feet flat. 8, 7, 6, drop those shoulders. 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, 1, sitting all the way up. Now you're going to straighten your legs a bit. You're still going to keep your feet flat, and you're still going to move this ball up a little bit higher. So it's really in between your inner thighs. Good. And you're going to come back, have your palms flat down on the ground. Then you're going to take one hand up at a time behind your head. Just from here, you're just going to pulse. Hands in between your inner thighs. Good. And if you see, I'm almost back a little bit at a 45-degree angle. So I'm not all the way down low, straining and getting in my hip flexors. I'm literally from 90, just like a tiny bit back. And then I'm dropping my shoulders away from my ears. My hands are lightly behind my head, and then I'm lengthening up, heart forward, chest to the sky. So my abdominals are fired. My inner thighs are working. My feet are flat. I'm not straining on my back. If it is hurting your back, you can sit up a little higher and just see if you can lengthen through the spine to still activate those abdominals. You can also switch and put that ball behind if you need, and then just pulse your knees mindfully. So either is an option. Even here, I'm shaken from being so lengthened there. Either one. Feet flat, breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, pull those shoulders down. 6, heart open. 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now you're going to take that ball and you're going to place it behind your back if it's not there already. Good. And we're going to lean back a little bit further. See, I'm just shaking from being in this position. Feet are flat. The other modification, if you need, is to have your feet hooked under a couch or have a friend stand on your feet or hold your feet down or hook them under something to have them have a little bit of a base. If not, you're going to be here at that 45, dropping the shoulders. You're just going to alternate reaching and back and reach and back. Breathe and reach and back. My abdominals right now are just shaking from just being held and so active. And I'm lengthening through the top of my head. I'm really focusing on my form so that my core is engaged, but I'm lengthened. I'm not shrunken down. I'm not putting my weight on here. I'm really active. You're just reaching it back. For 4, 3, breathing. 2, one more on each side. 1 more. 1. Good. Come all the way up. Good. Let's put your feet together into a butterfly. Just stretch forward for a minute. Give yourself a little break. Breathe deep. Open those hips. Good. Back. We're going to come back over onto all fours. You can move that ball to the side for a minute. And we're just going to alternate. You're going to come up into a plank, and I'll show you the alternating move. So first, let's just focus on this plank for a minute. So you don't want to be sunken. You don't want your hips up high. You want to try to push into your heels, drop your shoulders, and have your body in a straight line. If you need to modify, you can go down to your knees, have your toes flat. Same thing. I'm not back up here. I'm not sunken down. I'm still in that really active position. You can see my core is the same in both of these. Really active. Good. And then you're just going to alternate tapping feet out to the side. So right taps out, comes back. Left taps out, comes back. My shoulders are over my wrists. My shoulders are also dropped and pulled away from my ears, so I'm not hunched up and getting into my traps. I'm really pushing into all of my finger pads. So I'm not kind of dumping into my wrists. I'm pushing into my finger pads. If this does bother your wrists, you can go up onto your knuckles or you can go onto your elbows. Those are all modifications. Now, if you're on your knees doing this, same thing. You're just going to tap out knee, knee. Keeping those hips forward and engaged, pulling the shoulders down. Same thing. They're both very activating and challenging. Breathe, drop the shoulders. Two more, one on each side. One more. Good. From here, you're going to push back into a down dog. Release your neck, your shoulders, your head. Flutter your heels. Get comfy here for a minute. Breathe. Lengthen through the spine, through the hips. Stretch those hamstrings, the calves. Release your head. Stretch your shoulders. Good. Find some stillness. Extending your hips way high up above you. Releasing your head, dropping your shoulders. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. You roll forward into a plank. You're going to come all the way down like you're going to chaturanga, but you're going to go to the ground. You're going to push back up into a plank and push into a down dog. I'll show you that again, and then I'll offer modifications. Roll forward slowly and mindfully. All the way down to the ground like you're doing a push-up. Straight back up and back. And now if this is too challenging, you're going to roll forward to modify to your knees. All the way down. All the way back up to here in that plank position. Tuck the toes. Come back up. Push back down dog. Again, the modification is a roll forward. Drop down to your knees with your toes all the way forward. Coming back up in that board tuck the toes, come back up, down dog. Breathing each time. Roll forward if you're doing the full one, all the way down. Coming straight all the way up, back into a down dog. So what I do want to avoid, I'm going to do the full version, is coming back down here. You're fine. I want to avoid this. So if that's happening, then I want you to come up just to your knees and then come back. You can also mix the modifications. So maybe you come all the way down. You feel comfortable going all the way back down here to your belly. But then from here, you only can push up like that. And that's fine. Go to your knees, then tuck your toes and come back and down dog. Breathe. All the way down. All the way up, straighten the board. Push back, down dog. We're going to do 3 more, and I'm going to show each modification you can do. Here's the full version, just like I did. All the way down in a board. Keeping the toes tucked. Come all the way straight up in a board. Back, down dog. Here's another modification. All the way forward. Down to your knees. Tuck your toes down. All the way down. Straight as a board. Straight back up. Tuck the toes. Plank. Down dog. Third modification. All the way forward. All the way down, untuck the toes, come up from the knees, tuck the toes, plank, down dog. Let's do 2 more. All the way forward, drop the shoulders, all the way down, push, engage that core, come up, and back, down dog. Deep breath. 1 more, roll forward, all the way down, really engage that core here, use that core, come up straight, and back, down dog. Good. Come back down to your knees. And let's open up into a child's pose. Stretch your arms out. Breathe and release. Good. Good. We're going to come onto our side. We're going to grab this ball. You're going to do a little modified side sit up here. So you're going to reach with the ball. And then you're going to come up and bring it up into your chest. Sorry, I have to move my mic back. That's going to hurt. So you're going to do a little reach and pull. Now, you don't have to come up very high, but I want you to focus on your form and try to keep your shoulders down. So this bottom elbow, you're not like cradled into. It is forward though, and you're essentially trying to get this right shoulder blade up off the ground. So if we just like ignored the ball for a minute, and this was just a side sit up, we'd have 1 elbow up and 1 down. In fact, let's start with those. Let's do that first, just to get our positioning here. Put the ball between your knees and just focus on the side sit up, focusing on those obliques. Noticing how my top elbow is up, not forward. My bottom elbow is forward, and I'm lifting all the way up through that shoulder blade, controlling it and back down. So I'm not just doing my head, I'm lifting and lowering. Let's do 5 more. Breathing with it, taking our time for 5. Breathe, 4. 3. Doing great. 2. 1 more. Good. Now we're going to grab that ball. You're going to keep your knees together now. Reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull, reach. Should be a little bit more activation here. It's a little bit harder. Trying to sustain that hold up for a minute. Squeezing that ball. Breathe. Reach. Ten more. For 10, 9, 7, 6. Breathe. Reach for 5. Lifting that shoulder blade for 4, 3. Almost there. For 2. 1 more. Great. Now you're going to put that elbow down. You're going to put the ball in between your ankles here. Straighten your legs to your inner thighs. We're going to stay really stacked here. So you're going to push into this top arm. If this bothers your head, you can get a pillow or a yoga block or something and then have your arm forward so that you look kind of like that. That's more comfortable. If not, and you can have the hand there, great. And then you want to be completely stacked, and you want that ball in between your ankles. So you don't want to be back like this and have it in the hip flexors so completely stacked that you're pushing into this top arm. In fact, when I push down and kind of lift up my core here and my hips, my tummy feels really activated. So let's just try that first for a few reps. Lift and lower. Breathe, drop the shoulders, push, lift, activate the core, and lower. 2 more. And lower. 1 more, lift, and lower. Good. So now keeping this activation, you're not fully lifted up here, but you have the feeling of that, which really activates my obliques, my core, my abs. I'm really pushing into this hand. Now you're going to squeeze and lift this ball. Breathe, pulsing. Inner thighs and obliques working here. Core muscles, breathe, drop the shoulder. Even my left arm is working. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower, lift. 2. Breathe. Push into this hand. Use that core. 8, 9, 10. 10 more of this. 10. Inner thighs. 8. Drop the shoulders. Push in the hand. 7, 6. I really feel that left oblique. 5, 4, 3. Almost there. 2. 1 more. Great. Get that ball. And you'll come up and to the other side. Laying on our side. First, we'll do our side sit-ups with the ball in between our knees. So come all the way forward here. Your lower arm is behind your neck, and your top hand is, but your elbow is up, not closed. So first, we're going to do those side sit-ups. Lifting that shoulder blade and down. And lift and down. So again, it's not just this. It's a lift and down. Lift, and squeezing that ball will help you keep your legs rooted down here instead of them flailing up. Breathe. Again, my favorite thing to say, dropping those shoulders away from your ears, creating space. Elongate through the tailbone so you're not curled under, but you're lengthened out. Breathe. 8 more like this. 4, 8. 5, 3, 2, 1 more. 1. Good. And we'll grab that ball. And we're going to lift, lift, and reach. Lift, reaching, dropping the shoulder. Reach. Here's 10. Good. Lifting that shoulder blade. There's 15. There's 18. And 20. Great. Now hand down, ball between the ankles. First one is 30 pulses up in the air, and then 20 lifts and lowers. First, we'll get this nice body position, really stacked here, pushing into this your right hand this time, so you're not open, but you're really stacked. Dropping the shoulders, good. Lifting up, activating the inner thighs and the core, 30 of these. Breathe, lengthen the legs, really feeling that right oblique, pushing into this right hand. 15 more. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, breathe, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower and lift. 2. Your range of movement is not that big here, but your form is very important. Remembering to really activate that core, activate those obliques. And more. 10. Squeeze inner thighs. 9, 8, 7. Doing great. 6. Pushing into that hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Grab that ball. Good. Let's come up. We're just going to do a little stretch side to side. You're going to grab the ball in the right hand. Reach over to the left. Release that right hip. Good. Reach. Stretch that up. Good. And come back onto our back. Good. And this time the ball is going to go under your tailbone and hips. Get the sun out of my face. So right there, finding a comfortable position. Good. Bring your feet up to 90 degrees. Good. You want to lengthen your tailbone. So you're not going to round it under. You're going to push your tailbone into that ball. You can almost feel your lower abs activate when you do this. Reach those arms long. Good. Then you're going to drop one leg at a time, not too far, dropping down and up, dropping the shoulders, lengthening through the top of the head, lengthening through the legs. My triceps are activated. I'm really pushing my shoulders back and down, my hands down, pushing my tailbone into that ball. Good. Breathe. Not letting that leg go too low so it doesn't get into my hip flexors. Good. Breathe. And 6, 5, doing great. You're almost there. 4, 3, push those arms into the mat. 2, 1. Good. Now you're going to do a circle with both legs. Circle. 2. Good. Dropping those shoulders. Here is 5. Just 5 more this direction. Arms are really working. Abs are firing. End of it. Seven, 5, 4, pulling those abs in and together. Breathe. 3, 2, 1 more. 1. Good. Readjust the ball if you need to. Out. Really controlled. Pull one knee in as you push the other one out. Reach slow and controlled, going just to 45. Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, you can hold this leg out here. I'm going to trace a circle for 10, 9. Breathe, drop those shoulders. 8, 7, 6. Pulling the other knee in. 5, 4. Breathe. 3, 2. And reverse the direction. And 1. Pulling the other knee in. 2. Breathe. 3. You don't want it too low. You don't want it in your hip flexors. And 10. Both knees in. Left knee out or left foot out. 10 each way. Breathe. Scooch that right knee in. And reverse. I did 12. I was so excited I kept going. 8, 7, breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there. Breathe. 2, and 1 more. Good. Both knees in. Legs straight up to 90 again. Drop both knees down, in and up. Down, in and up. Down, in and up. Down. Breathe. And up. Down. Scooching off this mat because I'm trying to keep my face out of the sun. So pardon me, try to keep your whole body on your mat. And up. Two more. Last one. And reverse. And then we're done. Breathe. Not going too low. Really activate your hands. There's 10. 10 more. You're almost there. 9. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Almost there. 1 more. 1. Good. Get rid of that ball and hug your knees into your chest. Good. Rock back and forth. Put that ball down. Then let's swing both knees over to one side. Loosen the hip flexors apart. And close your eyes. And breathe. And taking some deep cleansing breaths. And coming up to one side. Up to sitting. Let's just do a little butterfly, stretching and opening the hips. Deep inhale. Exhale, reach forward. Breathe. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope your core feels really good and your whole body feels really good and you feel really good. I will be back next week with a low impact cardio live stream. And as always, in the meantime, there's tons of incredible content available for you on Glow for whatever kind of meditation, exercise, body movement you are looking for. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much.